Jobat from Gracia. This is the Rorschach, Georgia update from the 4th of July, 2024. Quick summary of what's going down in Georgia. Kick off this episode with Georgian Dream, or Otsneba, staying right on brand. On Wednesday, the 3rd, the Georgian Dream proposed even more changes to the election code. They want to get rid of gender quotas and change how the Central Election Commission, or CEC, is formed, meaning they want to control it because they're worried they might not control the outcome, meaning how people vote. That could be inconvenient if people vote against them. Otsneba says that these changes will make the election fair and more transparent. Proposed changes include appointing CEC members through a parliamentary vote, a parliament they control, instead of the president picking an individual that they don't control, as well as, you guessed her, Chester, reducing the number of opposition-appointed members. Elimination of gender quotas? But why? Advocates for the elimination argue that it promotes meritocracy since sexism doesn't exist. Other, smarter people say that quotas ensure women's representation in politics. The Strategy Agmashenabeli Party aims to create an alliance with the National Movement, or Natsebi. This coalition aims to strengthen the opposition front against the ruling party. These parties believe that by uniting, they'll be able to present a greater challenge to the ruling party in the upcoming parliamentary elections. Collaboration could influence the political landscape a bit, provide a more balanced political environment. They've been pretty close for a while. The head of the Strategy Agmashenabeli Party was one of Misha's ministers. On the other hand, on Monday the 1st, Mikhail Daushvili from the Sakartvelos, or For Georgia Party, announced that they would run independently in the upcoming elections without forming alliances. He wants to turn Otsneba into the opposition, though, as he says, Daushvili dismissed potential alliances with other opposition groups, highlighting that their primary focus is to participate as an autonomous force and push for negotiations with the European Union. So a split with Gogi Gacharia? Or wait, who is this guy, by the way? Continuing with political news, on Thursday, the 27th, the Council of Europe Parliamentary Assembly passed a resolution about democracy in Georgia. The resolution pointed out problems like lack of judicial independence and media freedom, called for reforms to fix that. More on the Council of Europe. On Friday, the 28th, it said that it was worried about the latest Russian law, always first out of the block, Council of Europe Parliamentary Assembly. They were worried about the Russian law, which makes NGOs and media get money from abroad registered as foreign agents that we've been talking about for many, many months. Critics say this could hurt civil society and free media, which, of course, is the intent. As we have been covering for over a year, the law has caused protests and debates because its goal is to silence important voices before elections. On to international stuff. On Thursday, the 4th, Georgia announced that it'll join the NATO Jubilee Summit that will run from the 9th to the 11th of July in Washington. The summit celebrates NATO's 75 years. Georgia's participation shows its strong commitment to working with NATO and ensuring security in the region. Next up, on Friday, the 28th, Jauncher Burchuladze, the defense minister, reported the tragic death of pilot Rati Chinchinadze in an Su-25 crash. He died during a training flight in the Marnauli area. The defense ministry has launched an investigation to determine the cause of the crash. The incident prompted discussions about safety and maintenance of military equipment in Georgia, raising concerns among both military personnel and the public. Back to political stuff. On Wednesday, the 3rd, the Georgian parliament elected 3 new members to the Board of Trustees of the Georgian Public Broadcaster, or GPB. MPs approved the joining of Isabella Osipova, Soso Sturua, and Gogi Yakubashvili. The public defender nominated Osipova, and the Supreme Council of Ajada nominated Sturua. The parliamentary majority nominated Yakubashvili. Some updates on education. On Tuesday, the 2nd, the unified examinations began across Georgia. Thousands of students are taking exams to enter universities and higher education institutions. Tests will run through July. Moving on to sports, on Monday the 1st, President Zurabashvili gave awards to the national football team, meaning soccer, and members of the Football Federation for making it to the European Cup 2024. This was the first time that Georgia's participated in the UEFA Champions League since the Soviet Union. The celebration lit up the whole country, fans everywhere sharing their joy on social media and in the streets. The president praised the players and staff for their hardworking dedication. Cultural heritage news, there are projects underway to restore historical sites and engage communities in conflicted areas. These initiatives aim to save important places and promote cultural activities. By involving locals in the restoration efforts, the project aims to foster community involvement and potentially attract tourists, which could boost local economies. Many community members are participating, highlighting a strong interest in preserving their history. Still on culture, on Friday the 28th, the Women's Initiative Supporting Group launched a new book celebrating diversity. The book features stories from women, various backgrounds in Georgia, highlighting their experience and contributions in different fields, including politics, arts, and community services, aims to promote understanding and acceptance and encourage people to appreciate Georgia's diverse culture. The book is available in Georgian, but has been translated into English as well. On a similar note, on Monday, the First Georgia National Museum announced that the ancient manuscript by John Zosimus would be displayed at the Simon Janashia Museum in Tbilisi. The manuscript, which dates back to the 9th century, offers a special look at the region's past. The arrival is a significant event for history fans and scholars because it provides new insights into Georgia's early Christian history, detailing religious practices and historical events of the time. On the same day, Georgian and Kazakhstani cinema directors signed a memorandum of cooperation. This agreement aims to boost collaboration in the film industry between the two countries. Still in the capital, on Tuesday, the second Tbilisi Independent Art Exhibition at Frieze No. 9 Cork Street opened to the public. It displays work from contemporary Georgian artists. The exhibition promotes Georgian art by showcasing an international stage and encourages cultural exchange between Georgia and other countries through artist collaborations, discussions, and workshops. Some updates on heritage preservation. On Wednesday, the 3rd Tbilisi City Council discussed efforts to preserve and promote Nadi Kala Fortress. Preservation work aims not only to maintain the fortress, but attract tourists. Close this edition, there's an interview with aging but well-known analytical genius Mark Mullen, Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty's Georgian service, dripping with insight and hilarious stories. To read the full piece in English, follow the link in the show notes. And that's it for this week. Thanks for joining us. Hey, did you know if you are listening to us on Spotify, you can leave comments or questions in the episode? Take a look. It's right there. The comments are private by default, and we won't publish them. Feel free to share your email so we can contact you back and ask you more questions about whatever you said. We'll give you a shout out in the next episode if you say that's okay. Put something in there. Go crazy. We'd love to hear from you. Nachmandis.